We asked friends for referrals and recommendations, and we had interviewed. We decided we should interview 3 or 4 agents. Dani's name came up in every person that we talked to, and so she was actually, I think, one of the last person we interviewed, and she just has an energy and a positive outlook on things, and was just extremely helpful in terms of answering our questions and sort of preparing us for what we were going to have to do. And she just seemed like, and clearly the literature and things that she brought from the pamphlets and things from the office indicated she was really into watching the market and was very tuned in to what was happening and how to do it.
Yeah, and so we knew that we wanted to, she had, and this data-driven approach that she speaks of, as to, in terms of when do you optimally want to be on the market. We said, so soon? And, and
what?
but
When the snow melts?
But when the snow melts, and so, but she connected us with a number of her team. It's not just her, but the person who did the exterior cleanup, so that and painting exterior. We had some small exterior repairs to do, and this fellow came in, and so the exterior, and they were sensitive to each of the people she recommended were sensitive to what was important to potential buyers. And oftentimes I found that a listing agent will spend your money to sell the house. And Dani didn't do that. She was very clear on not only what we should do, but just as important was what we shouldn't do, because the next owner is going to want to do something for themselves, and we would be wasting our money.
Oh, Dani's marketing is incredible. We're really impressed by the photographs, by the video. Really appreciated the write-up that was done of the house and the neighborhood, and it really captured, the spirit of this place and in this community. So I really thought they did a fantastic job with that, and really pointed out the potential of all the different spaces, because it's just an open, it's a canvas for them to do what they would like. By her whole strategic plan of putting it out at a certain time, and we met that goal pretty much. And no, I think her marketing was fabulous and really impressive. I appreciated, having looked at some other things online, I appreciated how she staged it and made the most of, what we had here.
Yes.
And it just kind of lifted it up. Okay. First of all, we were overwhelmed by the response. It was far beyond our wildest dreams. And that was a wonderful surprise. And, just the house, yes, house. And we thanked the house and Dani. So when she had gotten the offers, we sat on Zoom and she had a spreadsheet out with all the information. the family, the first offer, best offer, et cetera, what all the contingencies or not. And so it was very clear, what had come in. And so we went through, basically we started the top 5 and then went through those and talked about the various aspects of them and the offers. And so she took care of all of that really with expertise and consideration, I think, too.
The thing that was impressive, and this is that she really she asked the right questions and then listened to the answers about what was special about this house. And so we identified that to each of the potential listing agents, but it was clear that she internalized that and built it into the marketing plan.
Oh, yeah.
And we were always
write-up was
kept
wonderful.
informed so that it was minimally intrusive, so that we would know that the system would feed us. People could only see the house in half-hour intervals over the course because of the pandemic. But we would get an email saying somebody's coming through at a particular time, and we had a what do you call it, a dashboard that displayed the bookings, and then friends and relatives took photos and sent them to us. It looked like we had Lady Gaga tickets for sale or something, because people were waiting their turn to walk through the house, and it was so we were reassured along the way that we knew it would sell and knew it would sell well, given the location and so on. How well, and to a family that's going to make the house their own.
Let's see, besides actually accomplishing it. And I think one of the fun things that surprised us was we had wooden cabinets in the kitchen, and they had been the original wooden cabinets from when the house was built, and they weren't in horrible condition, and they were actually very modern looking, flat front, etc. And Dani said, you really should paint those cabinets. And we were like, but it's wood. And she was like,
Paint the cat.
Let me show you some pictures. and she did, and she convinced us. We were reluctant, but she convinced us to paint it. And then when we came in and saw what happened in the kitchen, we were like, wow. Yeah. So
because
this looks fantastic. So that was a great surprise and then not a surprise, because I think Dani knows her stuff. And so it was like, yeah, she was right. I mean, and I think because we had that feeling about her anyway, that we were persuaded to just do it. And
yes,
that was fine. I had worked with helped a friend earlier in the year, just before COVID came, the lockdown and all of that. And she was selling her house, and so I saw what you had to do to prepare a house for selling, and the clearing out of personal effects, the really making it, enhancing the space, showing the space and the light and the possibilities. And so I knew that mean we had to get rid of a lot of stuff. And because we've been here over 26 years, and my studio was overwhelmed with stuff. So it meant a lot of clearing out, and that was sort of, that was a stressful thought, and it was stressful doing it, but we managed to do it. The purpose was clear, and Dani sort of kept us on, online. There were I had to ask for an extension of a week because I was just like, you know, I hadn't gotten it ready. And I didn't want to leave open spaces like looking like I'd just thrown everything in there, which I sort of initially did in the garage. And so I wanted it orderly. So it was a matter of putting all the pieces together of storage and movers and donations and all of that. And it was a lot of work, but
She makes it clear it doesn't all have to happen at once.
right.
So
But we had
we knew
painters
we
in
had
there.
to
We
be.
had people working on tile. And we had people working in the yard and paint, you know, exterior paint and cleanup. So we wanted to make our house look good so that people would love it as much as we did. I would say to make sure it's the right time for you to do it, which is something that Dani emphasized in her talking with us too.
Mm-hmm.
Why were we planning to move, and did we have plans, you know? And we had reached a point where we were ready to downsize, and we found a place that we wanted to go, so that worked. But I think you have to be ready to just commit to making your house a place that you're going to sell. You have to kind of separate yourself from the sentimentality about it, and you know, thank the house. But you know, if you're ready to move on, then you're ready to move on, and let someone else have the space to do what they want. I think so. You have to be prepared for that in an emotional way, and also to do the work to get it done, or find people who can help you do the work to get it done.
And keep you sane during the process, but
And keep a sense of humor.
And keep a sense of humor. And also, I think the interview process was useful because you're going to be working very closely with this person, intensively. And you need to be able to feel like that person is somebody you have chemistry with.
Without question.
Without question,
Yeah.
and we already have.
Yeah.